once again, I'm back. I'm back, and it's been what? I don't know. I don't know, maybe about a week since they let me get back on, right? So it's interesting. A lot of things been down over last week. We had the so-called Titanic sink, but if you go look at it, there was also a ship in Greece that sunk around the same time. Nobody's talking about that. Um, so that's even more interesting. Nobody's paying attention. I guess people don't like to pay attention to the real stuff. They pay attention to all this nonsense. Right? What had just happened. Supposed to be having Shaq and Bishop come on tonight. Let's see where it goes. I know people pay more attention to, you know, how can we put it? Sport and play, I guess, and distractions. Commonwealth Bank went. They had some problem with their money today. And they've had problem with their banks. To the customers, it's not looking good. You know, we just got to get better. We got to get better and learn from our mistakes. A lot of mistakes we've been making. Let me get these guys on. So I can get my topics rolling. Because I want to start my topics. I am going to start them. I might have to start them without them. So let's get to it. Guess I gotta make the calls. 8:30 is 8:30, brother. Right? So we got the Titanic, we got that, we got this, we got that. Here's better me to call. We got
please leave your message for
we got the Titanic, we got the ship, we got the thing in Georgia talking about these Jewish people that got messed up or something like that. And we got this pride thing going on. And they're saying we're here, we're queer, we're coming for your children. These are their official chants. So we just gotta be aware of what's going on and think with our mind. We're in the precipice of demons. There we go. That's one of them. I didn't call him. What's going on, brother?
Hey, Doc. How you doing?
I'm doing fine. I'm doing excellent. That's
Good.
been a warm day, but
Yes. It's been a hot one.
That's fine. Last week it rained all week down here.
Oh, did it? It rained down this way this week. We had rain every day.
It rained from
Rain every day.
Wednesday. It rained from Wednesday to Sunday, and I think tonight it might rain again, a storm or whatever.
You're supposed to do
Some
that
places,
thunderstorm and
else.
everything. I think it's all up and down the
Yep.
I-95 corridor.
So tonight I got a whole lot to unpack. A whole lot.
Oh my. Okay. Well,
Commonwealth Bank. Commonwealth Bank has been hacked. Customers are saying that they can't get their funds out. Of course, that fake Titanic thing that happened. I want to actually talk about that in context because there was a ship around the same time with 700 people that sunk in the same week with 100 migrant children on it. That was in Greece around the same time.
Oh
Wasn't
wow.
talked about. Joe Biden has gotten lawyers to help him in his case against with this thing with Hunter Biden.
That's
Now,
interesting.
question. You know I got censored a lot.
Oh yeah.
But I told you everything with Hunter Biden and Joe Biden and Obama and everybody on the Chinese website, gnews.org. 3 years ago, they were blocking me from putting me in Facebook jail for 90 days one time behind it.
I remember.
Do you know? And I told you, and I told Judge Joe Brown, I said, look at this. And I kept telling you this had been going on. So this is not new information for me. It's more like vindication because I've been saying it. I've been told you about it. Said it years ago. I showed you the dates of when it happened, April 4th, 2016. And it's mighty funny that people are acting like this is a new thing. This is not new. I've been explaining that. I've been saying that for years. What's going on, Shaq? So the fact that
Hey Shaq.
the fact that
What's going on, Bishop?
the fact that Joe Biden is lowering up for something that I already told you happened years ago on gnoise.org. You can go back and look at the Chinese website, it's still there. They've been had this information in the bag. So for them to come out with it now, I mean, it's great to know, but they're also using it to distract the public from other things that are going on as well. That's how
I agree with you. I agree with you. I remember you were talking about it, and we talked about it as well, about Joe Biden virtually bragging about him getting the prosecutor over there in Ukraine fired, who was investigating his son Hunter and embezzlement and fraud and all the rest of the stuff that he was in league with. No one can tell me. President Biden keeps on saying that he didn't know anything. Hunter did not share anything with him about his business dealings, but I don't believe that. I think a lot of, in fact, in my humble opinion, and it's only my opinion, I think there's evidence certainly that would bear me out that they were in cahoots together. That he was very much aware of what was going on with Hunter Biden, and more than that, I believe he participated in some of the things that Hunter Biden was involved in. I don't think he was just an innocent bystander, not knowing what his son was doing. He bragged about how he had influenced the government of Ukraine to fire that prosecutor, and then he bragged about how he was successful in doing so because the Ukrainian needed that $1 billion that the United States had promised them, and all of that. He was braggadocious. He was laughing about it. He was joking about it. And he really, I think it was a slap in the face of the then president, Barack Obama, to say that when they said, "Well, you're not the president. Try me. Just try me." And that's what he was saying, that no matter what Obama thinks he is, I have a lot of muscle. I have a lot of clout myself, and I can make this thing happen, irrespective of what Obama wanted to do or not do. And sometimes we forget some of the words that he used about Obama when he was running against Obama in 2008. All of a sudden, this kumbaya that they all pretend to have is nothing but a farce. It's nothing but a farce. That's what it is. It's pretense. It's an illusion. Joe Biden was on the ticket because Joe Biden was a Dixiecrat who had the Southern support, and Barack Obama needed Southern support, so he chose him as his running mate. It wasn't because they were buddies and good friends and all of that. That's a bunch of bull. Hillary the same way. She's another conniving, manipulating individual. She was the first one to bring up about the questioning of Barack's birth. It wasn't Donald Trump. It was Hillary Clinton that first brought up this birthing thing. And she kind of intimated that she showed her racial prejudice towards him while they were campaigning toward one another. And once again, when the dust clears, she becomes Secretary of State under his administration. Again, a political move, not because they were buddy and pals. These peoples will sleep with the enemy if it gets them what they want and what they need. It reminds me of John Kennedy and Lyndon Johnson. Kennedy and Johnson hated one another, but Kennedy, who was a Massachusetts liberal, needed Johnson, who was a Texas senator, to win the South. These guys are manipulative. They're political. They're liars and they're thieves. And let's call a spade what it is. It's a spade.
Go ahead, Shaq. How you doing tonight?
Well, Bishop said it all, man. I couldn't follow that. Yeah, I couldn't really follow that one.
Yeah, you're right. All right. Well, without further ado, that's one thing I wanted to bring up. But can I bring up something else that y'all remember? Bishop, I was talking about. Y'all been talking about. The news been talking about that Titanic thing. Now, Bishop, I'm gonna ask you a question. Shaq, I'm gonna ask you a question. You ain't heard me talk that much about it, have you?
Nope.
You know why I ain't say nothing? Because I knew something had to be going on for them to be talking about it. Because his story don't add up. You had a billionaire Pakistani family on there, whatever. I mean, just sometimes when they throw these little stories out there, what happened that same day? Oh, by the way, they were filing impeachment proceedings against Joe Biden that day in the House. Lauren Boebert. They were filed. This happened around the same time. I mean, that hearing with John Durham was 5 hours. You heard a lot of information that day. Oh, but they had you stuck in the ocean. I mean, I'm gonna just say something. If you get on the boat and you sink, you sink. I mean, it is what it is. You don't want to make a decision to get down there. I don't feel sorry for you. I'm sorry. Okay. I mean, it is what it is. So, with that being said, let me pull up something that's more a little bit that people weren't talking about, but I had told Shaq about it previously because I said, Shaq, it's mighty funny they haven't brought this story up right here, and I'm gonna bring it to you and let you see it, and then y'all can comment on it. I'm gonna fall back on this one, but I'm gonna let y'all comment on it. Let it play.
Hey, it's Dana from StreamYard. I'm so excited to announce that local
terrible disaster at sea, a fishing boat sinking with hundreds on board, hundreds of migrants missing. It's believed some 700 people were on board the boat sinking off the coast of Greece. Tonight, the images coming in of rescues, those migrants being pulled from the water, swimming with no life vest to survive. Hundreds still missing at this hour. Here's ABC's Marcus Moore.
Tonight, the urgent rescue operation after the deadliest shipwreck off Greece in nearly a decade. A Navy helicopter lifting a survivor to safety. More than 100 rescued from this fishing boat that authorities say was packed with nearly 700 migrants when it overturned and sank in the deep waters of the Mediterranean about 50 miles off the coast of Pylos, Greece. Tonight, there are at least 79 dead, with hundreds more still missing. The Greek Coast Guard saying that fishing boat was first spotted midday Tuesday, but those on board refused multiple offers for help, instead continuing their journey from Libya to Italy. Officials say just after 2 o'clock in the morning, the vessel made a series of sharp turns and capsized, sinking in less than 15 minutes, passengers falling into the sea. Authorities launching a massive search, a 300-foot private yacht picking up survivors, bringing them back to the shore. Authorities say the migrants rescued were in the water without life jackets. They are believed to have fled from Egypt, Pakistan, and Syria in search of a better life. David, there's no word on what caused this boat to sink. Officials say there were no high winds at the time and that these desperate and dangerous journeys across the Mediterranean have been on the rise. David.
Marcus Moore tonight. Thank you, Marcus.
All right, what y'all think about that?
$700 migrants.
I mean, you know, expand on a little bit. Make me feel better. Because to me, sound like a major human trafficking operation, don't it? I mean, I'm just telling you. They said 100 children too now. And this boat sunk. All right, now that's a little bit odd, isn't it?
You ever notice something that every time there's one thing happens, another thing happens the same way? I mean, the mass shootings, 3 or 4 of them at a time, the sinking of a ship, 3 or 4 of them at a time. It'll be another third one. It always comes in threes.
Yesterday.
They always come in threes. I mean, the wildfires starts in Canada. One ended up in New Jersey. Another one ended up in Oregon. Always it's like pop, 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 pop. Same thing, different location, different scenario. Sometimes even the same scenario, different people involved and all that. But it looks like when one thing happens, it's like a trigger, almost a domino effect. You get one fire, you get 3 fires. You get one ship sinking, you get 3 or 4 ships sinking. You get one, this and that, the mass shooting, you get 2 or 3 more. It's always this 3. You ever notice for the most part? And then you may have 3 more, but it's like there's a breakup. You get the 3, you break it down. Maybe a little bit later, you get 3 more. That 3-3-3 thing is interesting to me. The number 3 is interesting anyway. If you ever look at the numbers and what they all mean, number 3 is a number of unity. There's a united front here. There's a something going on here. And I'm not a conspiracy thing, but I look at things realistically. And when I see this happening time and time again, whether it be massive shootings, whether it be wildfires, whether it be shipwrecks, we had, all these things happen and one right after the other. Is it all coincidence? I don't think so.
Hold on, Bishop. Let me say something right quick.
Glad
you said that because there was a mass shooting yesterday in Kansas City. And guess how many people they said were killed?
How many?
3.
Look at that. Now look at that. 3. There's a number 3. There's a number 3 again.
Well, the 3 or the 4. Well, did y'all miss the story about the one that was lost? That was supposed to be 4 kids or 3 kids that was lost in the Amazon. That survived 40 days in the Amazon. 13. Now peep this. I think the oldest was 13 years old, and the other little children was like 1, 2, and 3 years old. I think.
3 again, Bishop, ain't it?
3. There's that 3. 3 children. 13. Another 3.
But don't that story mirrors the Jesus Christ story? Him wandering in the wilderness at age 13, 40 days.
Yeah, 40 days, 40 nights. Yeah.
Come on, man. They say these kids was in the Amazon. This Amazon forest lost in this Amazon. Their mother, I don't know. I don't even know how they got there. They was on a flight with the mother somehow. The other 4 adults somehow died, and these kids ended up being lost. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, I heard about that. Yeah, I heard about that story.
I said, wow. They call them miracle children. There's so much going on though, Bishop. They've been talking about the black missing women in Minnesota. They started a little a little task force or some stuff because a lot of the young black
Let me ask you
women
a
and stuff
question.
been going missing.
Did you hear any Amber alerts?
No, I
Did
ain't been hearing no ambulance
you
out for
hear
no
any
young
Amber
black girls.
alerts? Any missing milk cartons? Any PSAs?
Nope, nope. Silence on the mainstream media. Silence.
Okay.
And I think it's an epidemic because it's rising. It's rising. People having these stories where these young women to young girls is going on trips or just leaving the house and not being able to not finding them.
Mm.
Something need to be done.
Let me say something for you. So I get this next video. Hold on. Let me say this. Before I go to the next video. Fair use, copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, and research. Fair use is use permitted by copyright statute. Others might be infringing. And hello, Deborah White. How you doing? Go ahead, Bishop. I knew you were about to say something. Go ahead before I put the video on.
No. I was listening to what you were saying. I want to hear the video because I want to hear that. I want to hear that.
Okay, this is about the bank.
Go on.
Customers came down to these Sydney branches in search of help.
I was told I have to come back tomorrow.
I'm just trying to go to the branch now, but it seems to be like only one teller is working.
Sulji Yi normally pays rent by banking online, but with systems down, staff couldn't assist.
Yeah, I worried.
The ABC has spoken to furious CommBank customers who were left unable to pay medical bills and buy essentials like medication or fuel. One woman said she was livid after an online customer services officer suggested she borrow money from friends or family to avoid going without paying medication.
I think people do have a right to know what's happening with their money. Banks should be upfront with customers.
Commonwealth Bank posted brief updates on social media, apologising for any inconvenience but offering little information for customers wanting answers.
There are real problems moving to a cashless society, so it's incumbent on banks to compensate people not only for any financial loss but any severe inconvenience as well.
Gerard Brody from the Consumers Federation says customers who have suffered financial loss should make a complaint directly with the bank.
They are required to respond within 30 days. If the bank doesn't respond appropriately, you can complain to the Australian Financial Complaints Authority.
It's incumbent on the Commonwealth to explain what's going on. We're certainly looking for updates.
Late this afternoon, Commonwealth Bank apologised again and said its services were being restored. Michael Atkin, ABC News.
All right. Now, sound like me part of the plan. Me and Shaq been talking about this for months. All I'm going to say is what? I think that we got a lot of stuff going on here. But daggone, they telling you
my
that
internet because the video still hasn't came up on my end. I said it must be my internet because it's still loading up on my end.
What?
Yeah, on my end, the video's still loading up. Must be my internet acting up.
Bishop, did you see it? Did you hear it, Bishop?
Yeah, I heard it clear.
Okay.
I heard it. I heard
well,
it.
Shaq, all right, let me break it down what happened. So this Commonwealth Bank, their accounts were down. They couldn't get their money. They couldn't get their prescription. They couldn't get food, nothing for their family. One of the customers, or service associates, must have told them that, borrow money from family and friends until our service is back online. So basically, they're saying they had an outage with their cards or something. Like they couldn't get their money. Hear me, Shaq?
Mm-hmm.
What you think about it? Hack, can't get your money out. What's the problem, man? I think something wrong here.
Man, I don't know, man. Because a lot of places don't even. Man, this is dangerous because a lot of places is stopping, not even taking cash, coins or cash.
Hmm.
I don't know, man. It's dangerous, man. It can cripple the American people, or American society. Like I said, if we get hit with the MPMF, I mean EMF, electronic magnetic force, or EMP, we'll be crippled, man. Everything is online. Everything is on the grid now. Now, what's my reaction to you, Bishop? You've been here long on this earth longer. What is the backup for? I mean, not even us as the individual. I'm talking about for the government, these cities, these states and cities. What do they have as a backup? Is that Lord forbid some a catastrophe happen like this? What would they have as a backup plan?
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. I think everything that's happening now, all the things we just discussed and we'll be
Mm-hmm.
discussing throughout the night, is already known. I was looking at a movie today, and it's kind of connected and yet maybe not directly. I was looking at a movie. It was called I forget what it's called, but it was about um, how things are going to be. I look at a lot of science fiction movies over the years, and I know one thing: you can learn a lot from science fiction movies. What's going to happen in the real world? All that is science fiction now, but science fiction now will become a reality tomorrow, and some of it's already reality now. And we just have to watch and be very mindful, very diligent. I like what you, Shaq, and you, Bernard, and even Frank. You're looking at things from a broad scope and not always being deceived by what it appears to be. Don't be deceived by what things appear to be. That's what I'm learning over the years. I'm learning not to fall for the okey doke of what they're trying to present to us. For behind all of this, what seems to be coincidence, what seems to be accidental, what seems to be just something that's happening, I believe is all a diabolical plot, a diabolical plan that's going to impact every human being on this earth very soon. I don't think it's going to take that long. They're moving towards some kind of takeover of every human being life, and particularly in the United States. I think we're going to lead the way in having this one world order, this one world government, that everything is going to be under. We're moving toward fascism quickly. And I believe we already are a fascist nation. We just throw this democracy and all of that out as a cover up of what's really happening, so that we really believe that our votes count, that our voices count. Your voice counts little. My voice counts little until we collectively speak. Individual rights now are things of the past, and I really believe that with all my heart, soul, and mind. Go,
Pfizer
Bernard.
notifying doctors.
No, you're good. No, keep talking. I just putting up the next video. This is
Yeah,
we were
I'm
talking
just
about.
that's how I feel. I don't think any of these things are coincidental. I don't think any of these things are happening as mistakes. I believe it's all being done diabolically, with manipulation, with forethought. And there is and when this dust clears, I'm going to tell you something. And you all have been saying it over the years, as the years that I've known you, the years that I've been on your programs, heard your comments and your opinions. I'm as I get older, I'm believing more and more what you've been saying all along. I think it's unfolding quickly. Bernard just said just 3 years ago some of the things he had been talking about. Now it's quickly unfolding. And so I think we're going to see more things like this. We're going to see some devastating things that's going to happen to this nation and to the world, because we are the leaders of the free world and leaders of the world, in my opinion. And what happens here will trickle down to every other nation in the world. And so we're just looking at history like we've never seen it before. My foreparents, even I and others before me, have never seen the things that are happening now, and we have yet to see what's going to happen. It's going to unfold quickly, and it's going to be devastating. I'm going to tell you that right now. We better be ready.
Well, let me ask you, Bishop. What do you think some of the things that the everyday people, should try to interject in their everyday lifestyle as a backup, like certain
Well, to
food
me,
items, certain tool items they
Shaq,
need to
I
have
think
on
this.
deck?
This is what I
Hmm.
think, Shaq, and I really mean this. I think, first of all, we got to stop this foolishness of being divided amongst ourselves. We are
Hmm.
not the enemy. Let me tell you that right now. We're not the enemy. The enemy keeps us so much bickering with each other, even within our own race. We have division and confusion, let alone the world as a whole. The average person is under the thumb of a few, and those few have a plan that will blow us away if we don't watch it. We better get ourselves together. We better stop all of this divisiveness. We have to stop all of this you versus them versus us. There is a group that just sits back right now and laughing at us. As long as we stay at each other's throat, we'll never see the real enemy. The enemy is not who you think it is. Our real enemy is those oligarchs, those bureaucrats, those power brokers that run this country. There are people that run this country, and yea, may I say, run the world. They want to eliminate most of the human beings on this planet. And the others that survive, they want to dictate and control and manipulate. That's their plan. They want this thing to be one world order. They want this thing to be, and I'm going to tell you something. President Eisenhower, a Republican when I was a boy, warned against this. There's going to come a time when this world is going to become a one world order, and we're going to be under one thumb, on one dictatorship. And if we don't watch it, it's going to be the United States that leads the way. We already are becoming an immoral nation, an unethical nation, and now it's trickling down to the world. Think about it. The world, the places that really want to stay moral and ethical, we're threatening them with sanctions and other harsh treatment, because we want this thing to be our way or the highway. And I'm going to tell you something. The neoliberals in the Democratic Party, they are our enemies, not our allies. And until we understand that, they don't care a hoot about us. We talk about the Republicans, they're power brokers, so are the Democrats. The Democrats are just as wealthy, just as powerful, just as greedy, just as self-serving as any other political group. Just as much so. But they hide behind a facade of caring. Sift through all that facade of caring, and you'll see they're doing nothing but keeping us under their thumbs more than any other group there is in this nation. And we're falling for it hook, line, and sinker, in particular African Americans, who continue to fall for the okie doke year after year, decade after decades, even centuries after centuries now, falling for this okie doke that means us no good, has us no good intention towards us, but we just follow along, just like they did. Looks like Dorothy and the Tin Man and the Lion and the Scarecrow. Follow the yellow brick road. That's what we're doing. Follow the yellow brick road, and we're going to meet our odds one day. And it's not going to be who you think it is that's going to tell us where we're going to go and how we're going to go. So we got to get ourselves ready for the real enemy. Find out who it is. That's what we need to do. Find out who our real enemy is, and begin to develop strategy to combat it. Until we do that, and we're never going to make it, because they already got a plan to eliminate most of the people. They say that they don't want this world to be 9 billion people, and they got a plan to make sure that don't happen.
Well, let me play this video for you. You're absolutely right, because I'm about to show you something. This could be bad. This could be good. This could be whichever way you take it. Okay? This could be whatever way Bishop takes it. Could be whatever way I take it or you take it.
The injectable antibiotic known as Bicillin or penicillin G is on the verge of a major shortage. Bicillin can be used to treat everything from bacterial infections and certain respiratory viruses. Known for its peanut butter-like concentration, the medication is injected into the muscle where it gets absorbed over time.
It's a long version of a penicillin. So penicillin, otherwise, you would have to take it several times a day. So this one gives doctors the advantage of giving people one dose.
The CDC recently reporting a 32% increase in syphilis cases, and that is putting pressure on the manufacturers, causing doctors to turn to alternative treatments.
In pregnant women, for example, there's not a lot of good alternatives if they have syphilis. And as you can imagine, it's a problem because we do not want the pregnant one passing on syphilis to their unborn child. So it's really trying to preserve some of that medicine for that specific populations.
But doctors say just because they'll be finding alternative treatments does not mean these alternatives are less effective.
The alternatives are not necessarily that, it wouldn't work. It's just that, for there are preferred treatment, and then there's like other things we can use, but it's still effective therapy.
For potential patients who may be anxious about the shortage, Dr. Paul Anthony says,
stay back, relax. Your doctors will do everything they can to go around and use alternatives to make sure that your health comes first, and we always have a plan to try to get you the best care that we can.
What do you think about that, man? Kind of interesting, isn't it? What do you think?
Every time I see the CDC, I always question their motives. Every time I see Pfizer, I always question their motives. They're always talking about how they're trying to help humanity. I see just the opposite in them. I see that they are trying to once again control things, manipulate things again. These complexes, like the military complex, the pharmaceutical complex, all these complexes are trying to run things, trying to dictate things, trying to be in control of things. And that control part of the CDC is really right. But they're trying to control diseases in order to control the people who have these diseases. I don't think they're out to try to save the world and try to make people healthy. I think that's the least of their concern. It's all about the Benjamins, what they can do to get wealthier, what they can do to placate the power brokers that support them and that who feed into them and give them money and all of this type of thing. Once again, it's a facade. It's a facade. It really is. They're giving you the illusion once again that they're out to make you live longer and healthier. They're just giving you more and more drugs, as you and Chak have been preaching for ever since I've known you guys. Instead of pushing for herbal stuff and natural things, it's always giving you another vaccine, another shot. This is going to be your savior. Give you another pill and another elixir, something, a syrup or something that they create that's more chemical than natural, that's going to get you in a worse state than a better state. We better start looking at, like you all been talking about and preaching ever since I've known you, we better start looking at the natural things that'll make you healthy for real, because it's grown, it's natural, it comes from the earth, it's healthier, and it has no chemicals in it other than those parts of it that need to be. We keep on taking more shots. There's more vaccines now. Let me say this, guys. There's more vaccines now than I've ever heard of in my life. They're promoting all of this stuff, Pfizer and Moderna and all the rest of them, Johnson & Johnson, all the rest of those chemical pharmaceutical companies. They're just promoting more and more vaccines. You're taking more and more medicine or being injected into your body. Come on, you think your body can take all of this artificial stuff without it rebelling one day? Without it being a fallout one day?
Let me bring up something right quick that you said about that. Glad you said that. So with that being said, really the penicillin might not be the best thing, but I'm saying you got people so dependent they feel like they got a shortage, you will have a major upset. And I told you in the Operation Doc Window scenario, one of their scenarios was to cause a strain on the healthcare system where they would run out of medications or be short on medication. Let me make that clear. Take that back. They're going to be short, and they're going to only give them to a certain few.
Mm-hmm.
That's called monopoly.
And that's why I think we're having in these last few years farms and other places that grow things, how we're getting wildfires and how things are being destroyed and how they're being contaminated and all of that. That's all on purpose because they really want all these things, fruits and vegetables, to no longer be served and available like they are now. They want it to be that we have to turn to these medicines, these medications, these elixirs, these vaccines, these pills to survive whatever conditions we have. That's why they're trying to eliminate. And I'm going to tell you the truth, it's going to be seen more and more. You're going to see more fires, more things that's going to destroy crops on a mass scale. Or you may have some vegetables in the backyard, but I'm talking about mass crops that feed most of the American people. You're going to see more incidences where those things will be destroyed somehow and mysteriously, magically destroyed and becoming less and less, where you're going to have to turn to the pharmaceutical companies and their gadgets and their gizmos and their treatments to survive. And that's all on purpose again. So you're going to see more things happen to crops. You're going to see more crickets coming up. You're going to see more things invading. You're going to see more things disturbing the crops, the fruits, the vegetables that grow from the ground. You're going to see less and less of that and more pushing these pharmaceutical healing processes, quote unquote.
Yeah, you got to rise. Now, it's a mighty funny thing you talked about the vaccines and immunity shots and stuff. Seems like the more they add, the more the complications and the side effects are. Autism is on the rise. You know what I'm saying? Heart problems, complications. People with respiratory, like you said, is on the rise.
Yep.
So, are they really? Are they really? Do they really have the method to for any positive results?
Say bullets or something, man.
Huh?
Say
Say
bullets.
it again.
Say bullets or something. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Do they? I mean, think about it, man.
Well, to
Think
me,
about
farmers, the vegetables and fruits are competition with pharmaceuticals. That's why people that talk about even with the vaccine of the COVID, people that talk about the alternatives, they're shot down, they're discredited, they're even put down as being quacks and charlatans and they're and all of this type of thing. They get no audience there. Their licenses are stripped from them. Their reputation is destroyed because they don't want people to look at alternatives. They don't want people to look at herbs and fruits and vegetables and natural things. They want them to rely on and depend on these vaccines, these chemicals, this medicine that they give them in all kind of forms. That's the way they get rich. They don't get rich by you raising your crops and buying fruit and vegetables. That countermands what they're trying to do. They have an agenda, and their agenda is to sell as much medicine and pharmaceutical products as they possibly can. The medical field, it enhances it. That's why doctors, for the most part, are pushing for pills and drugs and vaccines. And every time I go to the doctor, which one do you want this week? You want the pneumonia one? You need the flu one? You need the COVID one? You need the shingle one? They go right down the list. Almost everything under God's heaven has now a vaccine to it, or a pill, or a drug of some sort. And that's what they're trying to push for. They get the doctors get rich, the pharmaceutical people get rich, and we die.
Right. From my information, Bishop Bernard.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, from my information, just a little bit that I've, prescription drugs and how they changed it over. That it still was only for if you taking a drug, a drug. Let me just say a drug, any kind of drug, whether it's legal or illegal. It was for temporary use. You know what I mean? It wasn't meant to be the main, the mainstay. It was for temporary use. Even if you notice, when they give you an antibiotic, it's prescribed for only 7 days. A steroid is only prescribed 7 days because they know anytime longer than that, you can possibly, side effect. You can always have side effects for these drugs anyway. But one of the side effects is you can get addicted to it. So if they know these things, Bishop, that 7 days or 14 days taking some, your body can get addicted to that. Why are they pushing so hard
Let me make
for
it explain.
artificial? You know what I mean?
Well, we know why. We know why.
Let me make a disclaimer
They're
here.
becoming wealthy. They're becoming millionaires and billionaires from this stuff. They don't care about you. They don't care about me. If it kills me, so what? That's one less colored man. And I'm colored and also disabled. Get rid of him for God's sake. That's what it's all about. It's not about trying to help you out. That Hippocratic oath that they swear to, that we're here to help the patient and make their lives better and all that stuff that's in the Hippocratic oath. It's a lot of hypocrisy in the Hippocratic oath.
Well, let me bring this up. On the copyright section 107 of the copyright 1976, this is only used for educational purpose only. This is not medical information. Take it at your own risk. Be like playing control. Play at your own risk, brother. that's
allegedly.
Yeah, that's like but daggone, at the end of the day, you know what it is. But for the little demons in the back, you know, it is what it is.
No, we just posing questions, you know, allegedly. We just posing questions.
Yeah.
You know, everything we talk about has a question mark right behind it.
Oh yeah. And we say it's our opinion. We're not saying that we have medical evidence. I'm saying it's what I think. That's all. Take it for what it's worth. You don't think it's so true? Ignore it. I'm saying my opinion. In my opinion, I don't have no documentation and no stats and all that. I'm saying in my opinion, just by my observing in my 71 years of life, what I see in this world today is highly suspicious. I'll leave it like that. It's highly suspicious, and don't believe everything you hear. Look it up for yourself. Investigate for yourself. See the truth behind what's being said for yourself. Don't rely on people. I say that even in church. Don't rely on the preacher's word. Open up that Bible yourself and read what the word says. Don't rely on what he says.
I'm not a doctor. Bishop's not a doctor.
Exactly.
Chak not a doctor. But guess what? We are all doctors of our own body.
Oh, that's right. You got that right.
But which is very easy, even better. So
I want people. Okay.
Go ahead. Do your thing.
No, I just want people to look into things like oregano, cayenne. You know what I'm saying? Cayenne pepper, basil, like the leaf, or the one that come in the bottle. You know, preferably you want to get both. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you got bay leaf, you got cilantro, anything look up chlorophyll and corello. These are all natural things that come up out of the earth. You know what I'm saying? And try to, do your research. Do yourself a favor and do your own research. I'll leave it at that.
All right. Let me get back. Let me get to this video. Well, actually, more like an article. Actually. So this was at the Seattle Pride Parade. Fully naked men exposed their genitalia to children at Seattle Pride Parade. They rode bad bikes and flashed as children was there. Topless women were kissing each other and frolicking with children at a Pride Parade in New York City. So, I mean, what y'all think about that, man? Children just sitting around watching people letting it all hang out. What do you think?
To me, it's weird, because if we as heterosexuals would be having our children around us while we're half naked and exposing them to our breasts if we're women, our penis if we're men, I mean, we would be put up on all kind of charges, pedophilia, child abuse, everything we would be put up. Yet, here we are in the 21st century, 2023. And here they're parading themselves in the most obscene, in my humble estimation, and certainly overt, to say the least, around children. Come on now. What would it be if I would be out there in the street as a heterosexual man dancing around kids half naked? Would the society say, oh, that's okay, and encourage that and support that and and give me a badge of courage because of what I'm doing. No, they would investigate me and look into who I really am and my background and try to take the kid away and all this kind of stuff. Where are the parents? Where are the parents? No, this wouldn't pan out. And yet, I tell you the truth, this world is crazy. How can you accept this? I don't care whether you are heterosexual or homosexual. The idea that some things should not be publicly exposed, in particular around children, they should not be exposed to some of this stuff. When we came along, and I'm back in the 50s and 60s and all that. I mean, even when you went to watch TV, the husband and wife were in two separate beds. When they got pregnant, it was called the family way. Now everything is just so out there. There's nothing more to the imagination. There's no more privacy. Everything's exposed. Everything's out there for everybody to see. Drag queens going into church with their boobs hanging out and all of that, and children listening to them as they read stories and all this in libraries and in churches. And this is going crazy. It's making this world sexual. No wonder kids are all confused about their sexuality. Little 5-year-old boys want to be little girls. They're all it's too much. It's just too much. Their minds can't really sift out and decipher and understand what all this means. A child should be out there playing with their little baseball, their dolls, playing out there in the sandbox, going down the slides and all that. Now here children are considering changing their sexual orientation, and they want to become a boy and want to dress like a girl and all this kind of stuff. That's too much. Their minds are impressionable at 4 and 5 years old. They don't know what they want. But they see this all over the place. You turn on TV, that's all you see. Even on the ABC and CBS and all those regular stations, that's all you see. You don't have to go to X-rated stations anymore. It's right there on your regular nightly news and in your regular old network TV stations. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It's too much of this. Keep that stuff in your bedroom. Men to men, women to women, trans to bi, whatever you are. Keep that stuff in your bedroom. Not put it all out in the street. We should have a heterosexual pride week or month.
I've been saying that, but I'm agreeing with you, Bishop. I'm putting the earnest on all American people, man. This is not to hate no one group or put no hate on no one group. And we need to stop broad stroking that word hate and abusing that word hate when somebody is doing something and when correction is needed and necessary, Bishop.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I agree with
The
you.
American people, I'm calling for you to stand up as a man, as a woman, and as a community of decent people. Civil, we're supposed to be civil people, and we're looking for more civil order and not civil disorder. So I'm calling on American people to do the right thing, to speak up, to say no, that's not right, not my child, not my son, not my daughter.
I agree with you. I agree with you.
Well, that's all very interesting. You know what? I got something else interesting to show you too here. You're gonna, Shaq, this gonna be more your specialty. You're gonna have to speak on it. Like you always say, where the camera at, where the ring cameras at, where show me the proof. I'm gonna give you 2 videos on it. This happened in Georgia.
Neo-Nazi extremists wave flags displaying anti-Semitic propaganda in front of an East Cobb synagogue Saturday near Atlanta. Thanks for joining us. I'm Ariel Schiller. Saturday's display was one of 2 neo-Nazi gatherings outside synagogues in Georgia, with another happening Friday in Macon. County officials identified the extremists as a small group that travels around the state. Today, I spoke with Elizabeth Bahar, rabbi for Temple Beth Israel in Macon, where one of those displays took place. She told me what it means to see people rally behind the Jewish community during this time.
It was so jarring and upsetting to see that level of vitriolic hate and anger. And on the flip side is how welcoming, how kind, how nurturing to have the community turn around and say, not in our town, that is not welcome.
Governor Brian Kemp taking to Twitter to condemn the hate, writing in part, there is absolutely no place for this hate and anti-Semitism in our state. I share in the outrage over this shameful act and stand with Georgians everywhere in condemning it. This past March, Georgia's House voted to define anti-Semitism in state law. The move is helping prosecutors identify hate crimes and illegal discrimination against Jewish people. And in 2020, Georgia passed a hate crimes law, tacking on more penalties for crimes motivated by race, color, sexual orientation, and religion. To combat anti-Semitism in Florida, Governor Ron DeSantis signed House Bill 269. It gives law enforcement agencies new enforcement mechanisms for punishing those who carry out anti-Semitic incidents or target religious communities. And Florida senators recently passed a resolution embracing the IHRA's definition of anti-Semitism.
Shaq, what do you think, Shaq? How do you think about that? They signed these laws to protect against anti-Semitism. Got anything to say about it? I got something to say about this one. Big time.
Man, look here, man. I want to see the video. I need to see the camera. I need to see the camera evidence, brother. I need to see it because I can't trust these low down scoundrels. I just can't trust them, Bernard. I can't trust them, man. You remember last year or sometime last year, remember they caught these one restaurant owners. They were saying that somebody came in and putting Jewish slurs and they vandalized the store and found out they vandalized their own store. So they falsified a lie. We need to see the video evidence, man. I need to see the video evidence before I jump out the window, Bishop.
I understand. Well,
These people are treacherous, man.
I know, about anti-Semitism. Certainly, I've seen it over the years. I've seen the claim of anti-Semitism. It's just so interesting to me, and I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about the anti-Asian bills, the now Native American bills, anti this, anti that, anti everybody. I've never heard of an anti-African American bill. I never heard of actually called that. Who in this country? See, I wasn't over. We weren't over in Nazi Germany when 6 million were killed. That happened in Germany. It didn't happen in the United States. But we've been here for I don't know how long we've been here, whether it be since 1619, whether it be 9,000 years ago or 10,000 or 20,000 years ago, whatever the case may be. In modern history, no one has had more hate thrown against them than our people. And there's no doubt about it. Whether you want to use the word black, melanated, whatever you want to use the term, we as a people have been the most discriminated against, the most hated people in this country, and yet we still don't acknowledge that fact. Everybody jumps at these other things. Yeah, I'm sorry, Bernard.
No, you're fine. I just asked who's hating on them. I'm asking you who's hating on them.
Yeah, exactly. Nobody defends that. We're still trying to get bills for that. Congress is still debating this and that about us. What is wrong here? You have a little bit, there's,
It's mighty funny.
Go on. Mm-hmm.
No, it's mighty funny you brought that up because Ice Cube was out again yesterday and he was talking about gatekeepers and stuff like that. And he was saying ever since he talked about this contract with Black America, the Democrats have been hostile to him. And Kamala Harris tried to talk to him on a Zoom call with other rappers. I think Ricky Smiley might have been on it and things like that. And he didn't stay long, but he said that daggone, ever since he talked about the contract Black America, they've been coming hard at him. That's what the Ice Cube been saying. So what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, and look, and isn't that weird that you mentioned that? I like what you said there, because I remember those divas, Vivica Fox and the other girl, what's her name, that the Brat's sister, and all those girls like that.
Lisa Ray.
Yeah. All of them were jumping on him, and he didn't have black women. He's talking about black as a group. He's talking about all of us, black men, black women, no matter what you are. It doesn't matter about your gender. We as a people have been oppressed. We as a people need liberation. We as a people still are being subjected to all kind of vile and unjust things. But once again, like I said before, look, I'm going to tell you something. Even with the Jews. Now, You have Zionist Jews, you have radical Jews, you have Orthodox Jews, you have Reformed Jews. They have all kinds of different ideas about how Judaism is supposed to be preached, what Jews mean, and all that. But when it comes to talking about them as a group, they rally together. See, all of them do. Asians, another one. Asians, you got Koreans, you got Japanese, you got Chinese, you got Filipinos, you got this, you got that, you got, all kinds of Asians with all kind of backgrounds, even enemies to one another. I remember during World War II, Japan was invaded China, tried to kill all the Chinese. But when it comes down to issues that impact them as a people, they rally together. They put all their differences behind. We don't. We'll actually attack one another. We'll actually will demean one another. I remember when the Breakfast Club, what's the name? The God, whatever it's called, Charlemagne the God, talked about Kanye West and talked about that basketball player and everybody else. I mean, we just are just so quick to jump on each other and condemn one another. Nobody does that. That's why they get so much. That's why they get so much. They don't think alike either. They are a diverse group too. Jews are diverse. Latinos certainly are diverse, but all them countries they represent, Honduras and everybody else, Guatemala, Venezuela, Brazil, Mexico, all those diversities. But when it comes to them as a people, they come together. We don't. And that's why we get nothing. And we never will get nothing until we get ourselves together. Whether you're Republican, Democrat, there are things that affect the Black community, no matter what your political party is, your political persuasion is. There are certain things in this country that impact you, but we can't get past our differences to do anything about it. And until we do, we're going to always be the number 4. I like what Claude Anderson said. If you didn't get anything as number 2 in this country, you certainly ain't going to get nothing as number 4. But we don't care.
Let me play something. And then let me play something a little bit more concerning. I don't know if you heard this story, but you might need to bring it up on your show. Matter of fact, I'm not happy for it, actually. Whoa. It might be too long for me to play with it, but I'm just gonna. Here we go.
Especially since it's Pride Month. But right now, the world is being distracted by this submarine Titanic proxy. They're being distracted by lesser magic. Meanwhile, we're losing a battle in this country.
Yeah, Bishop, that video is 45 minutes long. I looked at it, but let me just get to the real deal here. I'm gonna have to bring that up in another video. Let me find another video. But what he's talking about, you had 4 children, ages 5 to 10, get rusted from an unsanitary South Boston apartment, and they had transgenders in there, and it was a dead body in there. That's what's going on in the story right here. Now that is highly questionable. Now that happened, and that should be front page news that these children were found with these trannies in a apartment. So what else going on?
Wow.
And I said this was a country with some real laws for real. They'd be burning at the stake for this madness right here.
Oh yeah. Can you imagine that in some countries, some African country, this kind of stuff going on? What their response would be?
You're right.
Some Arab countries, you think what their response would be? But we just, anything goes. We're an anything goes. Live your own life. Do what you want to do. Nobody's supposed to say nothing.
I got it, Bishop. Go ahead, Shaq. Go ahead and
Yeah,
expound on it. I got the video. I
unless you're
want to
black.
get
Unless you're black, Bishop, then if you're black, then hey, we can lock you up for jaywalking.
Yeah,
Get you 5-10 years for jaywalking. You know what I mean? So it's definitely been a plan and a plot. I'm gonna call us the indigenous people of America. You know what I'm saying? Some people may disagree, and many people say, "Hey, look at her. Hey, you sure getting treated like I wouldn't even say stepchildren. The stepchildren probably get treated better than we get treated." But you're right. If there's a justice, if there's an honest blood bone in these people that's running these states, that's in the federal, it's in the White House, executive, judicial, the Department of Justice, DOJ, y'all gotta, they are. Some of them are trying to do the right thing, Bishop Bernard, and you got the other ones that's fighting against them to keep this stuff behind closed doors. And let's sell this behind closed doors. We don't need the public will need to see this. We're handling this behind closed doors, up under the table. You know what I mean?
But somebody used to say a long time ago, Shaq. Let me say this: you may not be my enemy in terms of you actually attacking me, but the Bible in the book of Obadiah says, when you stood on the other side and said nothing, you were just as guilty as the one that did something against me. So all these good people that don't expose nothing, that don't reveal anything, that don't challenge the status quo, all these quote unquote good people, they're just as guilty, if not more so, than those that perpetrate the abuse, that perpetrate the injustice. They're just as bad because they know the truth and they keep, oh no, we can't do that because I still want to be a senator. Oh no, I can't say nothing because I still want to be a congressman. Or I want to one day still be president of the United States, so I can't say but so much. I talk about it in an indirect way. Oh yeah, this country is still unjust and da 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 da. Okay, well you're saying what everybody knows that. Everybody knows that you have any sense at all. But what are you doing about it? Because you sit in Congress too. Have you ever stood up and start naming names? Have you ever stood up and said, this is what's unjust? So those who don't say nothing and allow the okie doke to go on is just as guilty as the one who does the okie doke. I don't give kudos to people. That's like somebody watching somebody get beat up. Oh, they didn't throw a punch, but they didn't do that. They didn't call no cop. They didn't step in. They didn't say no, you wrong or nothing. They just watched. Maybe they filmed it, but they just watched.
Wow.
They didn't intervene at all. You're just as guilty as the people that beat somebody up.
That's funny you mentioned that, Bishop, because we have a situation that's going on that went on in Chicago with a young black woman and I guess a adult male, and they got to an argument and he ended up putting his hands on it, and the son, ultimately 14-year-old son, ended up coming in and shooting the guy that assaulted his mother. This is Chicago.
Okay.
Now, initially, they arrested the mother and the son, but I think I seen somebody posted earlier that the mother and son was released and the charges was dropped.
Okay.
Self-defense. But yeah, because and people was trying because the video don't tell a lot. It just starts from them arguing, then it cuts to the son shooting the guy. You know what I'm saying? But some of the backstory is that they got into it in a restaurant. The mother got into it with this man. Both of them was just talking, japping at each other, and he threatened to punch her if she don't shut up and just take her order and go. And he ended up punching her. But obviously, this lady was she was a legal gun card firearm carrier, and I think the firearm was in the vehicle. The son was in the vehicle and waiting outside the restaurant. I think he must have started a commotion, or somebody must have said with him that something was going on, and he ended up going in there with the firearm and shooting, protecting his mother. He shot and killed the guy. Shot him a couple times and killed him. But it just goes to show you, Bishop, what you're saying. How people standing around like, and then the young. I think the guy that did the assault and ended up getting killed. I think his girlfriend, they say, was like antagonizing the whole thing.
Yeah, my bad.
Like laughing and antagonizing the whole thing.
The storm knocked,
You know what I mean?
I don't know what y'all saying.
And people just standing around and, like you say, videotape and filming. And you as a man, Bishop Bernard, you want to step in on them situations, but you just don't know what the severity is. When you see people arguing out in the public, you see a man arguing with another woman, or a woman, arguing with another man, or
The storm knocked the power out.
two men arguing, two women arguing. You just don't never know who got a gun, who don't got a gun. You know what I mean? And who all is involved. So, man, boy, I don't know. I don't know what to think. I just know it was an action and it was a reaction, and somebody lost their life.
Wait a minute. What are we talking about?
And I urge people to.
A person in Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, because I was gone for like 3-4 minutes. The storm knocked the power out. Knocked the internet out.
Yeah, I know. You went off the air. You tried to call me, then you hung up.
Yeah, well, that's because they let me get back.
Who's that?
That's Bernard. He's back on. He was off for a few minutes.
Oh, okay. I ain't even noticed.
You and I were talking.
The storm knocked the power. The storm cut the.
What you think about it? Did you see that clip, Bishop? Did you see that with the?
Yeah, I saw that. And I agree with you, Chak, about that. Those things happen all the time, and it's sad, but it's true. Now I'm glad, but what I'm glad about Justice, that at least the boy and his mom were not prosecuted, because to me it was self-defense. He's beating up the mother, no matter what she said. Either she antagonized the situation or exasperated the situation. He should not have been doing what he did. And the son responded, "You beating up my mama? I'm gonna shoot you."
Mm-hmm.
In
the south side of Chicago.
In the south side of Chicago. Oh yeah, we have that all the time here in Philly too. The cities, and I said this, and I'm going to say this right now. These democratic cities, many of them run by black people. Chicago, New York, other places that have black mayors who are Democrats, and of course Philadelphia doesn't have a black mayor, but they have a mayor, a Democratic mayor again. And we're probably going to have another. It's going to be a black mayor in November because she won the election. So we're going to have a black mayor here in Philly. I want to see what she's going to be doing. Everybody's so willing to help other people, but they're almost embarrassed to help us. They almost think like, and we're the only group that does that. I don't know a white president would ever say, I don't want to help white people, because that's not right to just be white people. I mean, come on. Asians get empowered. They don't mind telling you, I'm after the interests of Asian people. Latinos like AOC, she's not embarrassed by saying, I want my people, Latinos, to be free and just, and things to happen in favor of my people. We're the only ones always seem to apologize. Our politicians don't want to. I remember Obama, of course, he's not black. He's African and white. But even he said to the black community, that black man has no standing in law. And I'm not black America's president. I'm all Americans' president. We always seem to, have to always apologize or step lightly and don't want to ruffle nobody's feathers and all of this kind of stuff. We always want to forgive and forget. We're weak people. And I hate to say it because I love my people, but in terms of standing up and fighting for the right, we're not that strong. We always want to apologize and let bygones be bygones and all that. Nobody else does that. There's no white president that tells you, well, I'm not going to do anything for white folk because it won't look good. I'm everybody's president. Nobody does that. We're the only ones that do that. Whether you're president, whether you're a senator, whether you're a mayor, whether you're a congressman, a judge, or whatever office you hold, we always seem to want to, I don't want to be looked at as only being concerned about interests of black folk. If you're not going to be concerned about the interests of black folk and the improvements of black folk, who will?
Let me bring up something, Bishop.
Yeah.
Because y'all, that's it right. I'm glad y'all kept going
Yeah, I'm
on
with
the
you.
topic.
If we only supposed to be 13%, that shouldn't be a hard job to do.
Well, let me bring.
See what I mean? To represent 13%.
But we don't want to say
know?
nothing. We don't want to ruffle nobody's feathers. We want to.
Let me bring this up. I'm glad y'all kept talking because I tell you the storm knocked me out for a couple of minutes. So I'm glad y'all kept
No,
talking.
what you doing, man? It's quiet up there.
Man, it was thunderstorm, man. Daggone, that's
Huh?
what's
Yeah, it's a
going on.
mess.
But
yeah, but I just encourage people, man, of all ethnic groups, and definitely our people, man, that have a little bit more patience with each other, man. When we're in public, just have a little bit more patience, man. A little bit more decorum. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
I try to
Stop
be
always
aware of my
trying to
surroundings.
and stop trying to run us down all the time. That's the white man loves to see us run ourselves down. They love to see that. We're at each other's throat. They love that. We got to stop that kind of stuff. If we have issues, let it be in our own group. Let us have meetings ourselves. Let us talk about it amongst ourselves. Not always let it be a public thing for the world to see and the dominant group to see. They enjoy us bickering with each other. Republicans versus Democrats, left wing versus right wing. We're all hanging, every one of us. We're hanging in this government that means us no good. I don't care whether you're a Republican, Democrat, Independent, whatever you are, whether you light skin, dark skin, in between skin. I don't care what you are. In terms of this society, we all are the N-word, every one of us.
Well, let me bring this up, Bishop, because I've been having this video loading for a minute. I was trying to get to it when
Yeah,
it was out.
I agree with you.
But let me
wholeheartedly. I try to be courteous to all people, Bishop.
I do too.
Compassion. You know what I mean?
First
yeah, it's
responders were called here to these.
I ain't want.
Hey, Shaq. You hear me? I don't know, you got a delay or something, because it seems like when you're talking, you can't hear me or something. I just go ahead with it. I'll figure it out.
His apartments on Saturday for an apparent cardiac arrest. When they got here, they discovered someone had died and also found that several people were hiding children in a back room. Tonight, 4 children less than 10 years old are in DCF custody after authorities and public officials say they were found in an apartment with 6 cross-dressing men, sex toys, drugs, and alcohol. Firefighters discovered them after one of those adults died at the apartment.
It was obviously sickening, to hear from those that were there at the scene, describing what they saw and the actions of the adults that were in the room.
City Councilor at Large Michael Flaherty says he spoke with the firefighters who responded to the Mary Ellen McCormick apartments and filed paperwork to make sure the state intervened with the children. According to their incident report, the apartment was in extreme unsanitary conditions. All adult parties were being uncooperative and denied having children in the apartment.
Drugs, alcohol, drug paraphernalia, sex toys, etc. And so they were concerned. They had reached out to me just to make sure that it didn't get swept under the rug.
The governor says DCF is now involved in investigating.
Just heartbreaking, terrible situation. DCF has taken those children into its care and custody right now.
City leaders doing a walkthrough here, now wondering how this could have happened. Councilors planning to hold a hearing with the Boston Housing Authority.
The place is disgusting, and this is on BHA. They need to be doing a better job down there.
Now, the Boston Housing Authority sent us a statement saying that they had received no prior complaints about the unit where this all apparently happened, and they're working with the agencies involved to take all the appropriate follow-up. We're live here in South Boston this evening. I'm Peter Iliopoulos, WCVB News Center 5.
Well, that's kind of tragic right there. But Bishop, what are your thoughts on it?
Are we surprised our children are being exposed to? This month mentioned about a half hour to an hour ago how they're being exposed to pride parades and transgender and homosexual dancing around them half naked. Are you surprised that they would be some that would go to the next step and actually house these children with sexual toys and provocative movies and alcohol and other things that no child should be exposed to? Are you surprised that they're doing it out in the public? Why wouldn't they do it in the privacy of their home? And we're allowing it. We allow it. Nobody speaks up against it like they should. Who we talk about loving the children and all that? Who really cares for the kids? Got little 10-year-olds and 5-year-olds and 4-year-olds being exposed to this in a building. Come on. Where are the parents? Don't they live with some parents or something? What's happening here? But
Bishop,
just like I say,
you
if you do it in the public, you certainly will do it in the private.
Can I ask you a question, Bishop?
Yes, sir.
You ever heard, you know a singer named Keith Sweat, don't you?
Yeah,
You got a song called How Deep Is Your Love? So the question I'm going to ask you, when it comes to us, really, how deep is our love for those people?
I mean, to me, I don't think it's too deep at all. Talking about Black Lives Matter. Black lives really don't matter, not really, unless there's a political agenda to it. There's no real Black Lives Matter. Where's the outcry for this instance? This incident here.
All right.
These little children that are being exposed to this kind of thing.
What's the other song you had? Something just ain't right, right? Huh?
Yeah,
right?
yes, I remember that. Yep.
Right.
And he's right about that one too.
Okay.
Something just ain't right. But when you see wrong, what are we saying about it? Where's Al Sharpton now? Where's Jesse Jackson, Ben Crump, Black Lives Matter, other people, other groups? Where are they now?
They had a fundraiser for National Action Network not too long ago.
Yeah, I'm like, Bishop, where's Kamala Harris at? Where's the Black Caucus at? Where's
Right.
You know what
Where
I
are
mean?
these people?
Where Obama and Michelle Obama at? Where they at? Damn.
Obama was just on the news. He was talking about the Trump indictment.
Oh yeah, right. Don't talk about that. Don't talk about that. Because that's all they care about. A former president, you care about that. See, I mean, and look, I'm gonna tell you the truth. They are so obvious now. People don't even hide nothing no more. And we still keep them in office. We still let them be where they are. They fear us so little now, they'll let you know they don't care about you. And you still say, that's okay. We're going to still vote for you because we don't trust the Republicans. You better not trust them Democrats either. And I have no good thing to say about the Republicans, but I certainly don't have nothing good to say about the Democrats either. They're both rotten.
What do you think, Shaq? Kind of interesting, isn't it, brother? Is it something that's just not right?
What is right in this country, Bernard? What is right? Do we even know what right and wrong is anymore?
Right is wrong and wrong.
That's what I'm saying.
No.
Do we even know what right is anymore?
And wrong is right.
A Supreme Court justice can't even define what a woman is. Do we know what's right and wrong anymore? Do we even know anymore? The lines are so cloudy now, we can't even see right from wrong. What's right? What is right?
Well,
Bernard, blurred lines.
Yeah, blurred lines.
Robin Thicke. The lines are getting more blurry by the day, brother.
Yeah, man.
And
that's
yet,
that's what I say. These extremists.
But you know what?
They blur the lines.
Jack, the truth is, there are no blurred lines. There are none. Everything is one way or the other. There's no blurred line. You know who makes blurred lines? People don't want to stand on either side. They blur the lines because there is no blurred line. There is such a thing as right, and there is such a thing as wrong. There's nothing blurred about that, unless you don't want to see the right for right, and you rather see the wrong as right. Then it becomes blurred. But the truth is, there is no blurred lines. The truth is, there is truth, and there are lies. There's righteousness, and there is evil. Period. Now you can say it's blurred only because this world is so ready to manipulate it all. You don't know what this world, this nation stands for. We don't know what it stands for anymore. It's not a democracy. It's not a republic. It's not a Christian nation anymore. Take the "in God we trust" off the coins, because that's not true anymore. It's over. Those days are over. God's not even in the equation at all. In fact, if you talk about God, you're liable to lose your job.
Wow.
Mm.
But you
Talk
can wear,
about him a whole lot.
LGBT pin, huh? You can wear LGBT pin, huh? You can wear a T-shirt that
Yeah. Oh,
says
that's fine.
"I love to suck." I love to
Yeah.
suck
Oh, that's fine.
DICK.
That's fine.
Wow, that's deep.
That's
That's
deep, isn't
deep.
it? Ain't that
That's
deep?
deep. That is
Can't bring
deep.
the Bible into schools, but you can bring LGBT community books in school. How women kissing women and men kissing men, right in the streets. There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. That's an expression of love. That's an expression of love. Boy,
Let me bring up
we're
one thing.
corrupt. We become so corrupt. It's sad. It's really sad.
Let me bring up one thing, because they've been talking about it all week, and I just want to bring it up. They've been talking about it's been 1 year to the day of the Roe versus Wade decision.
Yeah.
We've been talking about it. But you know what I just thought about? This shit. Around Juneteenth weekend, the Human Rights Campaign posted a letter, and they said they were combining Juneteenth and the LGBTQ movement together.
That wouldn't surprise me one bit.
But let me say something else. Also, you got to remember around that same time, June 17, 16 was the 15, one of them days. I'm in the ballpark. I think it's the 15th or 16th, 17th. That was the day when Dylan Roof went into that church in South Carolina and shot
the AME Church.
All right.
Emmanuel AME Church.
Okay.
Yeah.
And June 25th of that same year, Mr. Obama came down and sung Amazing Grace.
Yep.
But while Mr. Obama was singing Amazing Grace, Michelle Obama was at the White House putting it in rainbow colors.
Entertaining the
But you know
Rainbow
what?
Coalition.
I thought some of that "Amazing Grace" song was written by supposedly the hardest and the hardest slave owner.
trader.
Slave trader, yeah.
Captain John
Wow.
Newton. His name was Captain John Newton.
Well, you see how we stay getting tricked, man? Getting put in the trick bag.
Yep.
Damn.
Name was
It almost
Captain
make you sick on your stomach.
John Newton.
Wow.
See, we've always fought for the okie doke, don't we? Always fought for the okie doke. We're the most patient, loving, forgiving, forgetting people in the world. There's nothing wrong with loving and forgiving, but my God, when we get to the point that you want to just forget about everything that ever happened and keep on pushing, nobody else does that. We still celebrate the Holocaust. Jews still celebrate Passover. That was
Big Daddy
8,000 years ago.
Big Daddy Kane told you ain't no half stepping. Big Daddy Kane say ain't no half stepping.
Yeah. You're right. That's right. There's another song. That's right. That's right. Why is it that the Jews can celebrate Passover, which happened 4,000 years ago, and they talk about, well, all you doing is just hold on to your slavery, let it go. Well, I don't know nobody that was part of the Jewish slave situation there in Egypt alive today either. I don't know nobody alive.
I'm about to drop a bombshell on you, Bishop. I'm about to drop a bombshell on you.
What's that?
You know, Chak be sending me these videos of this guy who died last year. What's his guy name?
Stop it.
Kevin Sanders, that's his name, right?
Oh, yeah, Kevin Sanders.
And I look at some of the videos, but one of the videos he sent me, actually I looked at a couple of them actually. He sent me a video by Kevin Sanders and they said convenient Christian feminism, right? It was interesting.
Mm-hmm.
But take the feminism off it. A lot of people holler out to the Lord when it's going bad, but
Right.
they not hollering out when everything they think is all right. Ain't nothing all right now, really, what's going on in this country. So just to be real. But you can't pray to TD Jakes in the morning and then be at the I guess it can't be at the BET Awards at night. With all that crazy mess they had going on.
Well, I think TD Jakes was at the Black Award.
I was about to say the same thing, but
BET.
I'm surprised he wasn't
Jakes
there.
never at those things. They like that stuff.
Oh, it was?
But a couple years ago, TD Jakes was given an award by BET as a producer. See, it's all, Tyler Perry has been given.
By BET, or he already bought it, one or the other. Tyler
Perry.
He acquired.
Yeah. Tyler Perry bought BET.
He acquired. I don't know what acquired means. I don't know how to use them terms, bitch. What does acquired mean?
He got it. He's bought it. Acquired means you got it. It's yours now.
Mm-hmm.
It's all a facade. It's all a facade.
Yeah, I heard they gave Busta Rhymes the Lifetime Achievement Award.
Oh yeah, I saw that yesterday. They gave him I saw a clip, but I didn't watch the show because I don't like the show. But I did see Busta Rhymes giving his acceptance speech.
Yeah, but see, people, us Americans, man, Black Americans, we see the game, and these people keep running the game on us too, bitch. Because why they are trying to separate themselves now that the white money, white Jewish money, has afforded them the lifestyle that they live, but they got it on the backs of American Black culture.
Exactly.
Monetize American Black culture. These Caribbeans, these Africans, and any other pale Europeans, all of them abuse and use and traumatize and monetize the Black American culture, make money off of it.
I told you, Jack Hollow, Tyler Hero Boy was at the daggone award show. I think they gave him best villain. I said Jack Hollow is a daggone. Look, you know who Jack Hollow is, Jack?
Who is it?
Jack Hollow, that little curly haired white boy. He sing, and I can put you in first class up in the sky.
That's the only damn song. But you know who? But hold on. You know who behind him, right?
Who?
The basketball player, the one he got caught up in the damn strip club in the bubble.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Tyler Hero.
No, not him. The other. Well, he might be part of his behind his team. Oh boy, they got caught in the strip club. Remember when in the bubble from the Clippers? Remember the dude? Lou Williams. That's his artist. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Lou Williams. Yeah, Lou Williams just retired. He was with some people in Atlanta. Yeah, he just retired. Yeah, Jack Hollow.
Yeah, that's his artist. Yeah, Jack Harlow, that's his artist. If I'm not mistaken.
But he was at the BET Awards last night. Either he was there or he was nominated Best Video or something like that. I said, damn.
Mm-hmm.
So you're right. They also allow other people to assimilate the culture too.
Mm-hmm.
Even though this culture is a little bit more demonic. I mean, that some of that music like what I was thinking about the other day. I know you talk about drill music and stuff, but 50 Cent was doing drill music too back then too. So let's get real.
Yes, believe it. Eminem too. When Eminem came out, that was drill. He was drilling on his own mama.
So we got
to be honest.
And Bishop, I know you might be 70 something. You might listen to Supremes, Glad. Your mom you listen.
Oh yeah, man! Come on now.
Eddie Pendergrass.
What's going
Commodores,
on?
Isaac Hayes,
Marvin
Isley
Gaye.
Brothers, Marvin Gaye,
the Four Tops.
I mean, you might listen to
Otis Redding.
Yeah, sitting on dock of the bay, baby.
Franklin.
Yeah, that's right. There you go.
Might be in some trouble for
James Brown.
Gladys Knight.
James Brown, Gladys Knight and the Pips.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I know. Oh my Lord, Tina
So
Turner.
what I'm saying, this is so-called Black Music Month. But you realize, how can you have a Black Music Month if you having the freak shows? They claiming that they're a month too. They're not gonna get too many months here. You know what I'm saying? You got too many months here. You know what I'm saying? So
hold on. When did they start coining June to be Black Music Month? Do you know? Can you pull it up and see? Yeah, pull it up and see, because we're doing some research right now. We're researching. We vibing with the people, Bishop.
That's right.
This
I
is
like
real
it.
time.
I like it. I like it.
Because I want to say, why would it be? That's cool. Y'all want to have your month, but why would you want to intrude on a month that looks very suspicious, highly suspicious, and disingenuous too. You know.
Yeah.
And now Juneteenth been celebrated. It wasn't celebrated in America like that, but definitely Texas it was celebrated. And down in Mexico, I just seen a video. People in Mexico have been selling Juneteenth. Okay.
1979 by President Jimmy Carter.
Okay.
Wow. And they picked June to be
going on quite a while.
LGBT month.
But I'm telling you, wait a minute, hold on.
They some frauds, man. They some frauds, man. They frauds, dude. That's a fraud. They fraud now.
Wait a
Mm-hmm.
minute. I'm telling you, it's Black Music Month. They ain't saying that. They calling it Pride Month. We talking about we calling it Black Music. They calling it Pride Month.
Right.
So somebody need to get off the bed and let the real people who, hey, this Pride Month, they just started this like the early 2000s, probably about 2013 when Obama was in office. They started talking about it all the time. But I'm saying this is more modern, but they talking about this. They talking about some pride stuff. People talking about music. Really, tell you the truth, you got more people that like music than like pride. Okay, I'm just telling you. So daggone, we really boxed them out, and they couldn't say anything. But they got the loudest voice in the room right now. You know, Starbucks the other day, Starbucks, they started taking the pride flags. They said, if you don't put the pride flags in there, we're going to boycott Starbucks. You know, these got to be some activists, because daggone, ain't nobody caring about that damn thing for real. Bud Light, look how little his Bud Light money they lost. Bud Light ain't number one beer no more. Daggone, get off the block. But as I told Bishop, these are planned implosions as well. They actually want these culture wars so they can lay off a lot of people from these companies too. Don't think these companies don't got marketers to say, let's put the, because they know people gonna boycott. But guess what? You get boycotted on both sides. You get boycotted from people who don't want it, and then you get boycotted from the LGBTQ because they saying you're not standing up for them. So they winning on both sides.
And you know me, Bernard. I'm a proponent of multiple things exist at once, right? So while you just said that, at the same time, and Bishop, we keep saying it, they are destroying the fabric of American culture, right? Anything that's American bread and American brown, they're trying to get it up out here, and they're bringing in all the foreign shit.
Well,
I keep talking
LGBT
about
community,
Pontiac,
LGBT Pride Day,
Oldsmobile up out of here.
Pride
They trying
Day
to get
started
Bud Light out of here. That's American beer. That's American staple. Anheuser-Busch, that's American staple.
Oh yeah.
Those are American brand, born and bred staples. Pontiac, Oldsmobile. They got Chrysler up out of here.
Oh yeah.
They got they getting Impala up out. They're trying to get Chevy Impala up out of here.
Ford.
But they keeping these foreign. Ford is they hanging on by a needle with the F-150. Hey, it's hanging on by a needle with the F-150. You know what I mean? Ford tough, Bishop, but they gonna get him. They trying to get him up out of there too, man. They got Nissan. So yeah, but
Ford hanging on by a needle, baby.
Hanging on by a needle, man. Yeah.
I like it. So true.
But I'm seeing a pattern though,
man.
Bishop.
So true.
They're getting rid of American-born products and making everything foreign and relying on foreign. I don't like that. I don't like that, Bishop.
I don't like it either, brother. I was looking it up. June 1st, 2011, under your wonderful president, Barack Obama started Pride Month, LBGT Community Pride Month. So your president, once again, Bill Clinton,
Why
was the
would he
first one
do
who
that
had
in black?
gay and lesbian pride, and Biden was the one who said LBGTQ pride. All this
But why
pride.
would he pick June? Why would he pick in June when you know that's Black Music Month?
That's right. No, they doing it for a reason. They doing it for a reason. Why they pick the
That's
rainbow as
sad.
their symbol? That would be a Christian symbol. They co-opted it. Now it's a symbol for gay pride. So how they do, they make mockery. They make mockery out of people and out of traditions.
Yeah, this sounds like fraud to me, Bishop.
All the things that you can make, all the symbols you can make it. You take the rainbow that God promised he wouldn't destroy the earth with water next time. So that's the thing you use as your symbol. You don't even have
Oh yeah, this
no
is
believe
direct.
in God, but they'll use that. They'll use it. They'll use it. I tell you. I tell you.
Well, you know what I say, Bishop?
What's
Sound
that?
like this. Got two things to say, two things I saw the other day. Yesterday, I was at the basketball court and I saw birds just hanging around a tower. And they were just swirling around it. Also, there's been more bear sightings. They've been talking about bear season now. There was an alligator
Right, that's right.
in North Carolina. They chased somebody. Got one big thing to bring up, and I daggone almost forgot about it. But I daggone ain't gonna forget about this because this is too important to forget. And Bishop, daggone, we're gonna have to get into some diet plans, people, because you know, back in the day, people say, "How you come places and you don't be eating no chicken?" Well, guess what? I might not want to be eating no chicken with the daggone stuff they talking about.
Tell me about it. I love some chicken. So tell me the truth.
Well, I'm about to tell it to you.
Okay.
All right, I'm about to tell it to you. So, so we might need to tell about what we're doing because you might not know. Bring it up to you. Here we go.
What if some of that meat was not raised on farms, but instead of high-tech facilities? Scientists say that could be good for the environment and your health, and soon could be on menus and store shelves.
This morning, the USDA has approved cell-cultivated meat to be sold to the public for the first time.
So that's where it all starts, just a few cells.
2 cultivated meat producers now getting the green light to begin commercially selling their chicken, but in a facility. The meat is grown using real animal cells and large bioreactors fed with nutrients. I recently got a tour of California-based Upside Foods, the nation's first and largest cultivated meat producer.
You're making chicken in there.
Yes, this is a 200 and eating a chicken or an egg takes 2 weeks to grow the equivalent of one chicken, 1,000 chickens, or 100,000 chickens.
So you're saying in this factory, you can make more meat faster and cleaner than an average farmer?
Well, ultimately, yes.
The company says cell-cultivated meat could help feed the world's booming population using a fraction of the land and water of animal farming and help reduce greenhouse gas emissions. Many experts say more study is needed.
I got to try this cell-cultivated chicken at the facility in California, guys. I got to say the texture was a little bit different, but it did taste like chicken. The company says they hope to get it on restaurant menus in the next few weeks, then maybe on store shelves in the next 5 years. Getting in on the game, guys.
You mentioned the texture. So is it more like tofu?
You know, George, it was pretty close to chicken, but maybe a little bit rubberier. You have to give it a try for yourself. Restaurant in California is going to roll it out next month.
Would you guys try it?
I think I would. I do like the reduction in animal cruelty, but we'll see.
Rubbery didn't sell me.
I've been thinking about becoming a vegetarian.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News.
All right. Any thoughts on that? Kind of interesting, ain't it?
I think I would give up eating chicken altogether if I had to, then to eat that. I become very cynical. I'm gonna tell you something, Chak and Bernard both. I become very cynical in my old age. I just don't trust nobody no more. I just don't trust government. I don't trust big companies. I don't trust conglomerates. I don't trust much or nothing really anymore. I'm suspicious of everything that comes up with something new, because I just see too much happening with these new things. They're untested. They don't stand the time factor. The time, they just don't. You're coming up with these things. People are buying them. People are eating them. You don't know what the outcome will be, the side effects or anything. I'd rather take my chance even on chicken. But if I got to give up chicken, I certainly would not substitute it with this mess. I wouldn't. I just would give up chicken. That's it, period. I wouldn't substitute it with this crap. And they love doing that too. They love taking one thing and then offer you something else, which has no value at all, in my estimation. Even the man said it's kind of rubbery. So I don't want nothing that's going to taste like I'm eating shoe leather. I don't want that. I'll just give up chicken altogether and just eat some good old broccoli. And then I love broccoli. I love spinach. I'll eat that. If I got to give up chicken, I ain't going to give it up for this.
Yeah, you got a point.
That's how I feel.
But that go to show you how far. But this has got to show you how far AI can take over and kill man.
Yep, exactly.
But that's all I had to say. Shaq, any thoughts on that? Oh, he's still there. Maybe he's still there. Shaq, any thoughts on that? About the chicken?
Can you hear me? Oh, I was muted.
Yeah.
What has we came to? Is our brains really this slow, Bishop?
I wonder.
Is our brains this slow?
Really?
Seriously. I really want to look at. I want to look these people in their eye to eye, and say, what is wrong with your brain?
They might be cloned, man.
Really?
Hey.
They offer us any old thing anymore. They offer us anything. And we're gullible enough to try it. Come on, people. When are you going to say enough's enough? Enough's enough. God, what is wrong anymore? I can't wait until I kick out of here. Leave it up to you guys, you young guys. I'm about ready to go. I got my ticket now. I'm going to buy my ticket right now. I'm going up. I'm going up yonder.
Around a little bit longer.
I'm going up yonder, Bernard. I'm going up yonder. Jack. I'm going up yonder. Bye, guys. I'm going up yonder. I got my ticket.
Stay around a little bit longer, man.
I got my ticket.
Stay around a little bit longer.
A little bit longer, Bernard. You want me a little bit longer? I'll stay around a little longer for you. For you and Chak.
Let me hit the ride with you. I got my thumb out, nigga. I'm hitchhiking the ride with you. I got my thumb out.
This was going crazy. Really going
crazy. But all jokes aside, like I said, I told Bishop when I called him, I said, look, I got to get you on a show tonight. We got a lot of things we got to break down. We broke them down. I told you it might be a little bit longer than usual because, I had a whole lot of stuff trick bags in the storm. They kind of knocked me off about 10 minutes, whatever the case may be. But whatever the case may be, it is what it is. 10:19. Daggone. I'm going to sleep soon because I've been up all day. And I've been trying to get ready for this because I tell you, I said now that I'm back on, I got to come a little bit more harder than I did last time. A lot of stuff I missed that I won't able to get back to, and I'm going to have to weed those things back in from months ago. But nevertheless, Bishop, you got a show on Wednesday, I believe.
Yes, sir. Real Talk with the G-Man. Real Talk with the G-Man every Wednesday night at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Blog Talk Radio. Our call-in number is 563-999-3705. That's a 563-999-3705. Come on and join us. We always have a good discussion, and both of these gentlemen, I'm proud to say, participate every week on our program. And we're going to continue some of the things that Bernard brought up tonight and so much more. Thank you.
Yeah, Bishop. I know it's short notice, but I mean, maybe even if you don't do it Wednesday, maybe Saturday, Sunday when you do your disabled, taking the dicks out of disabled.
Oh
Man,
yeah.
let's do a Black history. I mean, a Black music tribute. You know what I'm saying? Let's go down there, take a trip down memory road with the black in honor of Black music month. On one of those days.
That'd be
I'm
nice.
both for
That'd
them,
be
really, if
nice.
you want
I would
to.
love to do that. Yeah, I would like to do that. Maybe we're
Yeah,
going to
man.
change up a little bit. I think I'm going to change up the format of the show on Wednesday anyway a little bit, and do some other things. I really want you to come on, Chak. I really I've been talking to a lot of people, including my brother tonight, about what you talk about in terms of our people, Black folk, melanated folk, when they came over here. I want to hear that in great detail. We always give you like maybe 2 minutes or whatever just to express it. It's not enough time for you to really break it down. I really want that broken down. So if it's not going to be this Wednesday, could I have something else? But next Wednesday, I think I'm going to give you a pocket of time. Bernard, I wanted you to look at the same thing too. I mean, a different topic, but pick something that really you want to talk about. I'm going to break that down. I'm going to do something like we did initially. Remember, Bernard, how we used to do it before?
Hey, look. Hold on. Let me say something. Something right now. There's only two things I worry about right now. I'm going to tell you what it is.
Okay.
I'm worried about taking these children from their butthole getting this food.
We'll talk about it. Hey, talk about it because it needs to be talked about because we are not if we can't protect the future generation, we don't have no generation.
That's
we don't
right.
Have, we don't have nothing to do, nothing to pass on. We can't.
And I got to talk about this new so-called wave they talking about bringing out, and daggone a new virus that they say it's gonna cause you to throw up and have diarrhea or something like that. I'm like, oh God, here we go again. So those are my things because I'm looking at it, and I'm looking at it from a spiritual perspective here.
Okay.
I'm telling Shaq this. Me and Shaq talked about this last year with Beyonce when Beyonce was on the horse on the album. Remember that, Shaq? We talked about Beyonce.
I remember that. I remember that too. Yep.
And I told you, why is she on it? Was it a White House or a red horse?
White horse. White horse.
She's on the White Horse.
She's on the White Horse. Yep.
Well, has anybody ever read the script or the book, The Four Horsemen of the Apocalypse?
Well, you know I have. That's the Book of Revelation.
Okay. Well, that was what Beyonce was doing. That's what they were showing you.
Yeah.
They would show you stuff in messages, like you said, 3s, 6s, 9s, all that, right?
Yeah.
9 and then 9. If you put a 9 upside down, Bishop, that's a 6.
Yes, it is. Turn upside down.
All right. If you do 3 times 3, that's 9, right?
Yep.
Okay. So what I'm saying is we have to really understand what's going on here. And we have to, that's what I said, Shaq, I told Shaq like this. Look, we got so many things, but with the number one battle going on right now is daggone, you're going to have two problems. You can have, these queers just came out the other day in a parade and said, we're here, we're queer, we're coming for your children. We're here, we're queer, we're coming for your children. They're not playing.
Oh, they're doing it already. They're doing that already.
Okay.
In your schools, on the streets, and in houses, like you just brought up tonight, apartment complexes, having your children in those places where sex toys are found and alcohol and porno movies and stuff, exposing your children to that. 4 and 5-year-olds exposed to that. No wonder kids are all messed up in their minds about whether they're male or female. They shouldn't even be exposed to nothing like that. I don't know. When I was 5, and you too, and I know Shaq too, all three of us, we would children that age 4 and 5, we weren't thinking about nothing sexual, nothing.
Oh man.
Nothing.
Hey, let me bring up one thing. Let me bring up
Well,
one thing
Bishop.
here. Gotta bring this up. And I was telling Shaq. Hold on, Shaq, I want to bring this up. I told Shaq, daggone, shout out to Dr. Randy Short for talking about anal cancer 3 years. Longer than that, actually. About 5 years ago, really, 4 or 5, whatever.
Okay.
Longer than that, probably. Shout out to him because I said that's why I brought up that colorectal cancer next week. Now we're gonna have to do we got to do some research more. We got to look at all these rising cancer. They got a vaccine for cancer. They say could cure all cancer. Oh goodness, they don't want people on radiation. Well, I guess they're gonna cure all cancer. I guess it's gonna be a robot doing it. But yeah. Shaq, protect the anus at all costs. That's right. Thank you.
Yeah, man, seriously. Because that's now I've done a little research on the bishop and that the colon in that area. That's the your strongest immune point or checkpoint. Your immune system is strong. The red blood cells and stuff. You know what I mean? So why would you want to damage that with anything? You know what I'm saying? Whether you eating something and swallowing it and it's going through your digestive system, or you inserting something from the opposite end. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Unnatural. You know. Nah. Nah. This is the outcome. This is the outcome of that.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
This is the outcome. You know? The side effect. This is the side effect.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Everything has an outcome. Everything has an outcome.
Yep, but Shaq, you go ahead and shout out your information, brother.
Yeah, man. Peace to you, you good gentlemen, man. You guys keep me grounded, man. You keep me waking up. When I talk to the creators, you can catch me on Instagram, man, live. You know what I'm saying? Some mornings, talking to the universe, talking to the creators, man. On Shaq_Edwards. I definitely love y'all to join me sometime when y'all got free time when I jump on. If you see me live, just jump, hit the button. I'll bring you on. We can talk on live. You know what I'm saying?
We'll do that.
Yeah. Yeah, you can catch me on Instagram or Facebook. Shaq Edwards on Facebook. I'll be in these YouTube streets, man. Peek my nose through these curtains, man. Jumping on some of these podcasts. You can catch me on some of the podcasts. I'll be jumping on, as you know, Bernard. I'll be on Bishop's show, Judge O'Brown's show on Fridays, calling show. I'll be on the Aboriginal shows, these Aboriginal American shows and American Indian shows.
He's the universal God. He's everywhere. But but
yeah, right. Yeah.
What did I say? But look, I'm just putting it out there, But all the side, Bishop, like you said, let him, this week. Let's try, maybe on the end of your show, maybe 15 minutes at the end, maybe bring up Black Music Month or something like that. We'll check into it. Got a couple things going on here at the home front. Some things may not be the same. Stepmom was diagnosed with dementia, so that's not good. But it is what it is. So, a couple things going on the home front. But with that being said, Renard Johnson Facebook, King BJ Johnson right here on YouTube. If they don't ban me again, right? Bernard 1121 Instagram, King BJ Fitness 32, and let's see, we got 1987 BJ1 Twitter, and we got kingbjmedia.com and kingbjfitness.com. So we're just gonna have to like I said, just pay attention and beware, because like they always say, Houdini said what? What's the song Houdini had, Bishop?
I don't
Freaks
know.
come out at night.
The freaks
Freaks
come
come out at
out
night.
at night.
Oh
Freaks
yeah,
come
I
out
remember
at
that
night.
song. Freaks come out at night.
Yes,
Freaks
but the
come
freaks
out at
are
night.
really the freaks and the geeks are coming out in the night and the day, midday, 24/7 around the clock now. So they not coming out at just night no more. They're all around you and they swarming like vultures. So with that being said, I want you to have a good night. And your mom used to joke with you. And in this case, this is really a joke. Don't let the bed bugs bite because they trying to bite you. But they're gonna take your time.
Later,
All right.
gentlemen. Later.
Peace.
God bless.
Salute.